Okay, welcome back to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. I should point out, too, that I just got a notification that the shipping should be starting soon on 3rd edition. So then I won't have to say all of that anymore, and I can just say Hyperborea. But forgetting about that for a second, we are currently in the Valley of Mists. The party has been, most of the party anyways, has been uh, taken, invited, we'll say, by Lore, the witch woman, to the Lake of Ghosts, where her citadel is, to kind of get out of the prying eyes of Tiber and Jodin, the high priest, and hopefully to figure out a way to stop, you know, Jodin's rule. Currently, the party, which we'll get into it, is broken up a little bit. Revna and Ali had been back at Karak, although Revna is heading, as I speak, the what do you call it, the coconuts, by horseback to meet the party. Ali is staying in Karak temporarily. Rowan Siege is off hunting, and Helene and Panesta are with the two young warrior women who have come from Karak to reveal some information that may have not been told to them. So before we get too far into it, let's introduce the characters, and we'll kind of go from there. So, Crystal, tell us about your character.
I play Rowan Seach, a young pyromancer who just killed a deer poorly, but she killed it, and she's currently hanging out with the woman who wants to bring forth Kraken. And Rowan Seach doesn't know that. All Rowan Seach knows is that she wants to destroy the ring. So that is where Rowan Seach is at. Maybe in danger. We'll see.
We'll see, right? Okay, so Mike, tell us about the character you're playing.
I'm playing Helene Sofidoros, who is an Amazon warrior priestess of Auroras. She is currently a little concerned about the information that these two younger women have brought to her about lore, and the fact that, yes, the ring will be destroyed, but that the god will stick around permanently. And now she begins to see the shadows that Lore has been casting about. And she kind of looks at Panesta with an eyebrow raised. And that's Helene.
Nice. Nikki, tell us about your character.
I'm Panesta the Bard, and I'm sick of taking this crap from these people. And because she had asked Laura several times some questions about what she planned to do with the ring. And Laura, she feels deliberately misled. If she can believe these two people, she gives Helene a look of disgust, and she is ready to just burn another city to the ground. And she's mad because she's afraid that she might have to work with Jodin to stop Kraken from coming, and she does not want to work with Jodin. But at this point, there aren't a lot of good options. So I am playing Panesta, the very frustrated bard.
Indeed. So, having been back at Karak, hanging out with Ali for several days, Rush, tell us about your character, Revna, as she's heading through the woods towards the rest of the party.
So, Revna, not understanding what she possibly may have caught, but apparently has took quite ill, and while she herself is ready to not necessarily retire, but certainly spend some what she feels to be some well-earned time back at the at their little base of operations there. She feels a large amount of loyalty to her friends, and knowing that they've charged off to fight this, as soon as she feels well, she mounts her horse and rides it as fast as she can to try and catch up to them and see if she can she can offer to help them and to help keep them safe and to help bring an end to all of this Kraken nonsense. And that is Revna Kvaldheim, the Viking Legerdmanist.
Excellent. So, as noted, you're in the Valley of Mist. There are several factions at play here. Clearly, the party's starting to understand this. Khromarium is quite a fortified city with many warriors, but it looks like that they may not all follow the same leader as it may be. And, the two warriors who address Helene and Panesta with this information, Sonia and Fanny, they tell you that obviously they need to be discreet, because if Lore finds that the information came from them or any of the other warriors who feel that these sacrifices need to stop, it would be very, very bad, and there would likely be more sacrifices, and they would likely be part of it. So, as much as they are wanting to help, they're going to have to, they're going to kind of back off and kind of try to meet with the Helene and Podesta or the rest of the party, however, when they can. And they kind of leave and go to do their kind of guard duties, leaving you all. You're in that like clearing out in the woods, maybe like a quarter mile from the Lake of Ghosts currently. When you hear, the sound of horses, and through the brush breaks Lure. Well, first breaks, and maybe there's like a hesitation or a moment of like, oh crap, weapons. First break a couple of wolves, but right behind them, Lure on a horse, and next to her, her own siege. She pauses, she stops, and she says, careful out here. Are you alone? These woods can be dangerous. The wolves smelt a strange scent. But it looks like it was probably just our strangers, our friends who are strangers, I guess, from afar.
Yes, well, some of us bathe a little more regularly than you do, I'm afraid.
Well, when you hunt, you must become one with the land.
He said, I see. Said, I'm sure my scent is what has thrown them off a bit.
Or
they're
led them right to
familiar
you.
with frankincense.
Frankincense.
I see you had a successful hunt. They have the deer, right?
Yep, it's draped over one of the horses. Part of it's cut off, and blood's just dripping onto the ground from where the... and you could see the two wolves that she had with her kind of circling around, like looking and sniffing at the blood, but they almost like... They seem fearful to get too close to her horse. She kind of just side-eyes them, and they kind of back off. And she says, yes, we'll have quite a feast tonight. The hunting is always fine around here. Where there are less people, animals are free to breed.
Well, that is true enough. We were just taking the
on the
air.
other side of the river. The air.
Yeah, right, Helene?
Yeah, it's good for a walk. Clears one's mind.
I see. Well, it could be the sun will go down soon, and the mist will become dark, and dangers lurk in the dark. We should probably be heading back.
Yes, probably.
Well, I trust that your guards are more than capable of handling any dangers that we might encounter.
Of course. More than capable.
Yeah, sure. I figured you are very capable.
There have been outlaws from Cirque spotted in this area, though. We wouldn't want to be too incautious.
Yes. Yes. Well, let's go to our feast then.
She nods and she's kind of like, she like kicks her horse, so it moves forward and goes, through basically where you're standing and kind of lead the way. The wolves stay in the empty field and then follow in the back of you. Kind of her in the lead and the wolves kind of pacing you. You guys are on foot, right? Of course, Ronsi's on a horse. And as you're kind of heading back towards that area where the river kind of comes in, it starts to create like a windy path with the gravel next to it. You hear a horse again, and you see three people riding towards two warriors of Khromarium with Revna between them.
Oh, Revna, you're feeling better.
And she waves as she comes up, and she's like, mostly, and I'm so very sorry that I haven't been available to lend my hand, but I'm here now, and hopefully we'll stay well enough to see this thing through. I'm glad to see all of you whole.
Yes, it's good to see you, sister. We are in good company.
She nods.
Indeed. Join us for our feast. And, she basically, she kicks her horse forward, Lur kicks her horse forward and continues leading the way back to the Citadel. So, as before, it's kind of this like gravelly road that runs along a windy river. And then there's basically like a peninsula of gravel dirt that goes out to it and a drawbridge, which is up. And of course they drop it when they see her coming. And you all kind of go through into this, small but well fortified. It's got a barrier wall, and then with stables and such, and then like a keep in the center. And she kind of she jumps down off the horse, and as two women run up to take the horses from Lur and Runsich, and she looks back and she says, "Now that the hunt is through, I think I need a bath. If any care to join." And then she kind of walks towards the building.
I'll go over to Rowan Siege and I was kind of, everything okay?
Yes, but let us have a look around the courtyard. I haven't really got to explore this place as much as I might like.
Okay.
I think I will go bathe.
We'll join you soon.
Okay.
How about you, Revna?
Oh, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Rowan Siege wants to take a short walk around the courtyard before we head up to the baths.
I've been bouncing in the saddle of that confounded horse for days. Walk using my own legs would probably do me well, so I think I will join you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So, Helene, you break off and follow, Lur through to the back. You've been here. You stayed last night, so you know where the baths are. There's a big area with baths, and there's effectively a whole bunch of small kind of wells of the hot springs that come pouring up through here, and some of the servants fill large tubs made of kind of a porcelain type material, like big like hot tub style tubs, and you see Lur strip down and get into one as they continue to fill it with the hot water.
Yeah, Helene will do the same.
Yeah. She kind of like reclines back and she says, "It will be good when the rightful rulers take their place here, sister." And she kind of reaches and picks up a goblet of wine and kind of toasts you.
Said yes. And Who would those rightful rulers be?
Why, women, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. And I'll raise a toast with her.
Tiber and Jodin have crushed us beneath their thumb for too long, holding the power of the ring above us. Once we have the true power, we will be able to create a real peace here. Maybe get those refugees from Cirque and bring them back so we can have a larger community.
But I thought that you were going to send Tibor to crush Cirque.
Well, Tiber will surely fail. We will send him to Cirque so he is no longer in the city and no longer our problem.
I see.
For if Tiber is there, defeating Jodin and his small band of priests becomes much more difficult, as you might imagine. You've had a confrontation with him. You see, he does not laugh at fear for no reason.
True. They said, but the number of weapons we have, don't you outnumber the men anyway?
You should know, as I've heard you called priestess, that those who control the book, the words, the worship, are those who truly control the population. Many of the soldiers trust that they only live in battle and strive and succeed because of Kakru. And Jodin brings the peace of Kakru. So they say.
See, but you know words. So you cannot sway them?
I cannot slay 1,000 women? No, I cannot.
I said sway them.
Sway them?
Yeah.
Oh, to speak out against Jodin, he kind of looks around, would be folly. I have maybe 200 loyal women to the 10,000 that Karak has.
I see. So your loyalty is not really with Karak.
My loyalty is to the women. They just do not know what's right for them. Not being crushed under the thumb of these men, they will be free.
So are you not a true worshiper of Karak?
Ah, of course, Kakru is a powerful god. But I do not like the way that the religion is being managed, so to speak.
So this is a religion of convenience for you, one of power.
I prefer a religion of faith, not one of ceremony. But perhaps that's not the conversation to have with a priest.
I was going to say, I could show you other means.
Oh,
Well,
Oh,
does power only lie in one? Can there not be power in many?
in many gods?
Yeah.
Kakru is the beginning and the end. The devourer. No god stands to Kakru.
That's interesting. So what does he devour now?
Sacrifices on a regular basis when the
He
moon
must
is
be
full.
awful hungry. Mere mortals.
Indeed.
His belly must be empty all the time.
I believe the sacrifices are in good faith. Gods do not eat as do mortals.
Then what good are they?
We live in a lush valley with animals and fruit and beautiful flowers and water and baths and wine. You live in a world that's destroyed and desolate.
Yes.
We can't be doing it wrong then, can we?
Well, you see, I have traveled many lands and I've seen many things, and you are not the only ones who have wine and greenery.
So you say.
Yeah, so come
But,
with us. You keep
well,
mocking me, yet
I
you're
be- I
afraid to
believe-
leave this valley. I think there's fear there. Your god can wait if he is eternal.
Nothing is eternal. Nothing is eternal.
Then your god is truly dead.
Oh, Helene's starting shit.
You promised to take me from here so I can see what you see, but I cannot leave my sisters to the thumb of Yodin.
Well, you
And
better
Tiba.
do it quickly before he dies, if he's not eternal.
She kind of
Or have you no faith in him? That's
Who are
fine.
we speaking of? Yodin?
No, your god is Kokoru.
Gods live many more lifetimes than people. I have no fear of that.
You don't.
We are but a speck.
Okay, then come with us. Leave the valley. See what you're missing.
As I said, I will leave with you once I know my people are safe.
They'll
Are
be
you
safe.
backing out on our deal?
I am not backing out on the deal. Simply prolonging it. Are you so
Yeah.
impatient?
Are you such a coward? Did Tiber put fear down your spine? You were so bold until he treated you like a child and dropped you.
Really? I am the one who chose to fight Tiber. I saw you cowering in the shadows. Or do you wish to fight me too?
You would be dead before you crossed the tub.
Oh. Oh.
You see,
Wow.
she kind of like looks. She kind of looks around, like with her eyes, and from that you kind of look, and you see there's at least a dozen people off, like standing to the side that are all armed.
I will not break your hospitality. You have been
That is
hospitable to me, and I will not scorn that. I have given my word on that.
Meanwhile, out in the while that's all that's going on out in the courtyard, Road Siege, Benesta, and Revna's out there.
Yes.
Ronsich is gonna look around to make sure that there's like no one within earshot before she starts talking.
Okay, yeah, you can find a spot where there's nobody really seems to be paying much attention to you. Obviously, they know you're there. But they were told yesterday when you all arrived, like yesterday early, that you had free reign, so you can walk kind of off a bit towards closer to the lake where there's the mists and stuff, and you can.
Okay. While they're walking that way, she will kind of say, out loud, like, see that, you saw the wolves that that I can't remember her name now, but my
Lure?
character does. Yeah, Lure. That Lure controls. She must be quite powerful indeed to be able to control an army of wolves like that. And she's just speaking out loud, making friendly conversation with Vanessa and Revna.
Yes. Very powerful.
And then once we get alone, she will quieten her voice and say, he also tried to flatter me, say, you are obviously the leader of this group, she said to me. She tried to find out which witch-like powers I might possess. She claims that... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go.
She claims that there are 3 prisoners and from Circus that are currently being held in town, and that there is a way the farmers go in to the markets that might be able to bypass the gate, from what I understand. She wanted us to free those prisoners and allow the wolves to follow them back to Cirque.
Okay. It's suspicious considering we also had an interesting encounter and conversation. And I'll tell Rowan Siege about the 2 warriors who said that Lure is trying to get the ring so that she can summon Kraken. And the ring will technically be destroyed by this, but then Kraken could stay in our dimension and, go about his world-destroying ways, I'm assuming. So.
Well, that does seem to put 2 and 2 together.
I actually think that she might think that this is the way to get power for herself and the other women of the village, or the people who are oppressed by people like Yoden. I can almost sympathize with her if she hadn't been so shady.
True.
But these prisoners from Cirque, it might be a good idea to help them. I mean, she said that Cirque is where those who escape the sacrifice go. So they're not going to be well disposed towards Kraken or any of that.
I was thinking the same. I was thinking that perhaps tonight 1 or 2 of us could sneak out using your powers of invisibility. We could find this secret way into the village and help those prisoners out without alerting the wolves to our plans.
We could do that. Will Lure not be suspicious?
I mean, if we go out invisibly, hopefully she'll never notice we're gone. We could be back before morning light.
True, but if the prisoners escape and the wolves don't get to follow them, won't she blame you?
What proof does she have? She does not know what powers any of us possess. I told her that my name as a witch was a title only, that I am simply a wise woman in where I come from.
That's very clever, and you are wise. Well, I do think we should help these people from Cirque, so I'm down for a little espionage. If Revna, I think you can go invisible, right?
I can.
Yep, and so can I.
Plus, I can also. I'm fairly competent at just hiding as well. So, but yes, I can make myself magically invisible.
The question is, do we believe the 2 women who told us about Lure? I mean, I'm inclined to believe them just because I'm me, but do you guys think they're telling the truth?
I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. She did say she wanted to destroy the ring, but never gave more details than that.
Sadly, I was absent during this conversation, so my input is not very useful. But
Well,
I
I
trust
know
the
you're-
both of you implicitly.
Well, that is very kind, Revna, and I know that you'd be willing to help women who could possibly be sacrificed. So,
Yes.
Um, so if you would like to go out, I will keep. I'll try and keep Lure distracted tonight with drink and feasting.
yes, but I think we should at least go take a bath because we told her we would.
I agree.
Okay. Then we'll try to find this place, and maybe we can get Cirque to just, if they will attack the village or help us. Although there's Tibor. Tibor is a problem. Tibor and his men, they're a problem.
Yes. Plus, a bath would be good. Magic may mask the way we look, but it will not mask the way we smell.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm sure that after all that writing, your muscles could use some relaxation.
Also that.
All right, to the baths, and there we can all think about how we can convince Cirque to help us, while at the same time taking out Tibor and his men, clear a path to Jotun, get the ring, keep it from Lure, and save the world. Those are that's the task in a nutshell. Piece of cake, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Just like everything else we ever dip our toes into, apparently. So,
as I've said before, if I had a gold for every time I was supposed to die, I'd be a very rich woman.
Well, what we can do right now is the bath and then try to help the women from Cirque. So let's just do one thing at a time.
Okay. Yeah, so you know where the baths are again, because not Revna, but obviously you can be led by the other two ladies. You know where they are. You stayed last night. So you come in, and, there's, again, that area with the hot wells with the hot springs coming up. And when you enter, you see a few servants, kind of run up and start redirecting some of the water to fill up like another tub. But then Laura raises up her hand and says, no, come. There's plenty of room. And it's pretty big. It's like a hot tub.
Rowan see. Oh,
Sorry. And you see, like, scattered on the floor around the thing, like, the armor and weapons and stuff of Lur and Helene. And, of course, Helene's in the tub as well.
Rowan Seach is going to disrobe, so she won't have her scarab, but she's going to keep her ring on, her ring of protection.
Okay.
And she'll get some wine, and she's going to take a seat next to Lure.
Okay.
We've been discussing religion and politics. It's gone swimmingly.
Oh, yes. Two topics that always go very well in the presence of company.
We've come to quite an understanding, I think.
Oh, really?
Don't you say so, Laura?
Oh, yes. I like your fire, Helene. If the situation was different, you would easily be a lieutenant in my guard.
Yes. Unfortunately, I think we would get along better if we saw each other as equals instead of one's underlings.
She just sips her drink. So, rest up, get clean. The feast should be on in a couple of hours. That stag that Rowan Siege brought down will provide an excellent meal. Tomorrow is the full moon. We will ride back to Karak, and you will see the full effect that Jotun has on the people, how he keeps them enthralled with his show of magic and you will see the hand of Kakru. And then she actually gets up, she stands up in the tub, and then she steps out.
Oh.
And she says, I will see you at the feast. I have things to attend to. And she walks off, just leaves her ship there. She just walks completely naked off to the side. Leaving you alone. I mean, there's still the women in the room, but they're not right next to you. They're serving you wine and food and stuff, like grapes and other things. No shrimp.
I almost want to help her, not Yoden. But I don't want Kraken to come back. Or come through, all the way. But there's something about Lure I think that I could like.
Well, it'd be hard for her to wear rings if we break her fingers.
This is true, Helene. But Rowan Siege has some information, and I assume that we can tell Helene what Rowan Siege learned.
Yeah, of course. Rowan Siege will share.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I say, there's women like servants coming and going, but they're it's easy enough to stop talking when they come walking up and stop. And, I mean, you're high level adventurous. You keep a secret from the wait staff.
I guess maybe.
We'll assume you can do that. As players, I don't know if you could do it, but as adventurers, you don't.
I tell
Ali's not here.
That's true.
So
yeah.
Which is good. He'd be very embarrassed, as we are all women.
Yeah. It's ladies' night in there. But yeah, so you're free to speak and stuff. And you'll be, if you stay in the tub more than an hour or so, they'll eventually ask you to, they'll come over with garments, like dresses, I guess, for you to wear. Like the local garments, like they did in the other place, and they'll lead you to the main hall where you sat the first night with a giant table, where the feast is. But you can converse before that if you'd like, if you feel you need to.
Yes, spill the beans, Rowan Siege.
Yeah, Rowan Siege will tell all about the people that are trapped in there and how. She wants to free them, and she wants the wolves to follow them back to Cirque, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'm developing a good rapport with Lore. I think I can stay with her.
Yes, I'll stay near her as well. We can watch each other as well as her.
Okay.
Just a quick thing as you're kind of planning that. Just keep in mind that she told you that they had 3 prisoners, but she didn't tell you where they were. You just know that they're in Karak somewhere, and Karak is a large city. So just so you will need probably more information if you want to actually have a chance of finding them. So just keep that in mind. I'm just gonna grab a quick glass of water.
Okay.
But you guys are good. You can keep. I can hear you. So.
So we can't make plans behind the DM's back.
Right.
Not today.
So, do we know where they are? So, if we don't know where they are,
well, I don't know. I didn't think it would be that hard to find a prison, but maybe those 2 servants, if we can somehow talk to them, the ones that talked to you about the ring.
Oh, Sonia and Fanny.
Mm-hmm. I love how you remember names. You have a remarkable memory.
Well, she's a bard. It's important that she gets the names right if she's going to sing about people.
Well, I'm guessing Tiber is probably keeping them close and has been interrogating them.
Yes. That's probably
boiled one of them alive already, so. So I'm guessing
that in fact did happen last time on Astonishing Swordsmen.
Bum,
So we have to
bum,
So we have to find Tibor. And we'll
Yeah.
find the prisoners, most likely.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, that
good.
sounds about right. Well, it shouldn't be hard to find him. He seems a very boisterous man, and there aren't many men in the city to begin with.
True. We know kind of. Well, where did Helene have the confrontation? Was it anywhere near Tibor's hut or whatever?
I don't think. Are you asking me? I don't. You wouldn't necessarily know that. He was. Remember, he came in on you guys and brought you out there from the temple or whatever.
That's right.
He came out. Yeah. So you didn't. He didn't come out of a building. He came to where you were and brought you to the
Still,
to the cooking area.
it can't. The cooking area. Well, it's one way to put it. I look at Helene and I'll say, well, he thinks a lot of himself, and he probably boasts a lot, as Rowan Seach says. So I don't think finding where he sleeps or where he hangs out will be hard, that difficult. We could ask people maybe. Be like, oh, I was so impressed by Tibor. Where does he? Well, I can't even say it. Where does he sleep, or whatever.
And if these are valuable spies, then you would think he would keep them nearby.
Correct. Oh, that's right. Who speaks? I know one of us does. Is it you, Rowan Seach?
It's Ollie
Ollie.
speaks. Yeah,
Oh, of course it. Yeah, of course.
yeah. I speak Hellenic.
Yeah, so far the vast majority of people you've encountered have only spoke Hyperborean, at least to your understanding. Some have spoken Hellenic as well, and a handful have spoken a broken common.
Well, maybe Lure will tell us. Well, no, we can't because she saw the confrontation with Tibor.
Because we know Laura has been so straightforward with us on other things.
When we ask Laura the location of the prisoners, she'll surely have her wolves spying around the city.
Well,
We could try. I mean, who knows? It would make sense. We're going to use them to get into Cirque. That is part of the plan that we were planning with her, right?
yes, but if they also mostly speak Hyperborean, this is gonna be very difficult.
Well, we would then need Lore and some of her women to help us. It seems we have to make a pact with the devil.
Well, it's not like it's the first time.
Yes.
I'll just think of her as a female Aramis for now.
And we know how well that went.
Hey, actually, it went pretty well.
Yes.
I'm sure that I've
How
been
many
back to
mates did
Xambaala.
we
They
lose?
rebuilt. They rebuilt just fine. We need to find the prisoners.
Just as a recap. So the people that you've met that have spoken Hellenic or anything else have been obviously Lore. She speaks the three languages. Tibor speaks the three languages. Yoden did not speak to you in anything but Hyperborean, but in theory, you think he might speak more languages because typically the the people that have been in charge have spoken. The Sonia and Fanny obviously spoke in common at that to you, as did the two guards that were originally outside your door. They spoke Hellenic, those two guards. The ones who are currently, you would assume, are still with Lee.
All right, I think Rowan Seach might have had a good idea, and I think we do need to find Sonia and Fanny and ask them about Tibor.
Might be Might be a better idea if I were one of the ones to go to the city as well, since I speak Hellenic.
Yeah, what languages do you speak, Rush? Sorry, Revna.
Let me get back to my character sheet. I think I speak Old Norse and Common and Coastal Eskimo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super useful in other situations.
Yes. I went full on Viking, man.
Yeah, no, it's very good in the Crystal Island one.
Yeah.
Not so good in this one. Okay, so right, I think maybe Helene, but definitely Ron Seach speaks Hellenic.
Yeah, Helene speaks Hellenic.
Yeah, so you guys both speak Hellenic. It does seem to be that some of like the more elite guard that's been with Lur have spoken Hellenic. I mean, if you just kind of, it's a general thing you've noticed, but most of kind of the standard soldiers have spoken only Hyperborean. Kind of an archaic Hyperborean. So yeah, did you say you wanted to locate Sonya and Fanny? Or are you going to go to Lore? Or neither?
I think Sonya and Fanny, but I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I like the idea of Sonya and Fanny. Definitely don't wanna say anything to Lore. I don't trust her.
Okay. Well, we can jump forward then to the feast. So again, you're washing for a bit and having some drinks and getting relaxed. Your muscles are starting to feel a little better. Revna, after riding across on the horseback and having been sick, they come to you and they bring these like lightweight dresses with girdles, like basically in sandals, kind of common gear, if you will. And they move your stuff to where you were sleeping, basically. Unless you want to take something with you, obviously. They don't stop you from taking anything.
I'll grab my scarab.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they don't stop you if you take something, but nobody else. I mean, there's people that are dressed as guards that aren't participating, if you will, but everybody else is dressed more or less commonly. And nobody's really wearing armor, except for the handful of people that are on duty as guards. So yeah, if you want to have a sword or something on you, that's totally fine. They don't stop you, or a dagger. They bring you to the large feasting room. There's a big fire burning there, even though it's warm here. And they start to serve this, excellent meal of various types of vegetables, roasted and stuff that you've not necessarily seen before, breads, and of course the meat from the stag, freshly cooked and succulent within in wine, lots of wine. As they bring it out. So yeah, and while you're here, you see Laura. She kind of when you come in, she's like, sit, enjoy. She doesn't kind of make you sit near her. So if you want to spread out with the rest of the people, you can. Everybody's just it feels very communal. Like it doesn't feel like very ordered. Like I'm the chief, I sit here. The lieutenant sits here. Everybody's just kind of coming in and sitting down. So they don't really assign you a seat, so you could either sit near her or not sit near her. If you want to look around for Sonya and Fanny, you definitely can do that. Everybody can roll a d6 if you're looking for them. And
I don't know what they look like, so I will sit near.
Okay. So Helene and hopefully Pernesta does better than that.
Let's see here. Nope.
Okay, no. You don't notice them right away, so you plop down wherever you go sit down, and then later on you kind of spot them like way down the table, far away from you. You do notice though that again, while most people here are speaking Hellenic, you do pick Hyperborean, you do pick up a few more people that are like kind of say things here and there, in Hellenic. It gets almost like Spanglish, like they speak in Hyperborean, but it's Hyperborean. No, it'd be Hellenborean. We'll call it. Like a mix of that. But most of them speaking, nobody speaks common at all.
Okay.
Yeah, as you're at the table. But people are, they're feasting and they're drinking and stuff. You could make your way over to them, but it'll be more obvious now because you'll have to get up and go if you want to do that. So you'll have, if you want to be discreet, it'll be harder to be discreet now.
Okay.
I will pick up my glass and I will try to distract everyone, saying, I would like to make a toast to new comrades and to an excellent feast. May this feed and nourish our bodies for the trials and tribulation that are to come, and may these friendships forever flourish.
Nice. Roll 2d6.
Okay, 2d6.
That's a pretty good toast.
was pretty
17. I mean, not 17.
That's a hell of a 2d6.
7. Yeah. 7.
Okay. Do you have a charisma bonus?
+1.
Okay, and I gave you +2 for the speech, so that gives you 8, 10. Okay. Oh, 10's good. Yeah. People get up and they raise their glasses and they cheer, and some of them do the thing where they like repeat the last part of it, friends or whatever, they and they start. And actually it triggers another person who gets up and starts giving a speech as well. So now the place has got a little bit they're trying to one up you, with their speech, but just definitely causing a bit of a distraction.
Okay. I'll take advantage of that.
Were you waiting for me to give a speech? Because I wasn't going to.
No, no,
I can give it to you in Hyperborean. And everybody cheers.
There you go, worth it.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah.
Half-hearted clapping.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the plan?
I'm gonna go over to Sonia and Fanny, I guess. You said they're down
Okay.
While
You just walk
everyone's
right up to 'em?
focused on the toasts and things.
Okay. You just gotta walk up and
I'm just gonna
Lean over
I'm
the
gonna act
shoulders.
like I'm doing something else, like I'm going to the table for more punch or whatever people do at these parties.
Okay.
And
I want some punch.
well, you know what I mean. And like, oh hey, fancy seeing you here kind of thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Actually, you don't roll a d12.
Okay. Ugh. I'll actually just like kind of crouch down and be like, hey, can we talk privately somewhere? In their ears when everyone's distracted.
Right. You lean forward. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. You, nobody's looking at all. And you say that. And at first they look around, make sure nobody's looking. And then they kind of like, they tense for a second and they just don't even look at you and they just keep looking forward.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. And then if you walk like away, like outside or whatever, or to the punch bowl or whatever.
No, I'll walk outside. I'll like walk out the door just to the outside of
Yeah.
the structure we're in and just be like, taking the air kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
you go
really-
outside and there's people out there. It's actually a beautiful night. You can see there's like this kind of soft, like greenish glow in the sky as the probably the moon almost full above is lightening up the mist of the valley, and of course it's all reflecting back green from all the beautiful greenery inside. It's got this kind of soft, pale green, and there's people out here. You kind of find a spot where you're not next to somebody, I'm assuming, and they do the same. One of them does. Sonia comes up and she kind of gets near-ish to you.
And I'm just gonna look straight ahead too, talking past her like a spy. I'm just gonna say, if there were prisoners from Cirque in town, do you know where they'd be housed?
The prisoners would probably be kept in Tibor's compound.
And where is that located, if you can tell me?
I will draw you a map.
Okay. Thank you.
Be wary, I will drop it off. And then she kind of walks away.
All right. That's what I wanted. Good. And after time, I'll go back in, after a fair amount of time, so it doesn't appear we were together.
Okay. Yeah. So you go back in and you continue drinking and stuff. And then at some point, she comes up and like leans on the table to like grab the jug of wine that's in front of you. Not Sonia actually, but Fanny does that. And she kind of does the thing where you put something down on the table. She has it in her hand. She puts it down. And then she kind of leaves it there. And it's like a crumpled up, piece of parchment.
And still looks at the map. She says, "That was kind of fun. I think I shall write a new song. I shall title it with numbers. I will title it 007. And then she'll look at the map and she'll
Are you gonna look at the map right there at the table?
No. I just pick up a piece of paper and I'll just tuck it into my belt pouch.
Okay. All right, does anybody else want to do anything during the party? This is all taking, a couple hours anyways.
Not particularly. I can't understand anything anyone's saying anyway.
Oh, probably true. Yep.
So just going to watch everybody else and try and mimic what they do and enjoy the drink and food.
Yeah, at some point there are songs and stuff and people sing along and you can kind of do the, you do like the fa la la, whatever you can kind of, make it work. But yeah, after, they little by little, you do see some people start to leave at about what you would probably figure to be like maybe like a midnight-ish. But the majority of them seem to be, enjoying the night as it would be. Are you waiting for anything in particular?
Laura will, Helene will go over and make a half-hearted apology, as much of an apology as Helene can make to Laura, just to say, kind of like, we've not really gotten off on the best foot. We're both strong women. We're just kind of butting heads. Let's go forward on a more even keel with each other and just kind of raise a glass to her.
Yep, she raises her glass and she says, "Yes, we will be much better allies than enemies. That's for sure." And she drinks.
And then I challenge her to a drinking contest.
Okay. She accepts. What's her constitution? Not great. Okay. That's not bad. Okay. All right. Do a test of constitution.
A test of constitution?
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, hold on. How do you even do a test of constitution?
On con.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a PDF and I'm thinking I'm on roll 20. Okay, hold on. I'm like, well, that's not working. It's just I'm like, why am I clicking on it and nothing's happening? Because that's just a PDF, not a roll 20 document. I have a roll D6. She's got a 3 and 6. Oh, okay, yeah. You do well, and you drink for a while, but at some point, you're spilling it on you, and Laura seems to be doing fine, but that definitely helps distract. But what's the plan for everybody else? Are you going to try to escape or sneak out, or what's the dealio?
I have the map, so yeah, I'm going to suggest that we leave early. Like, what a great feast, but I must to bed. And we can go back to our, we have those quarters, those lodgings.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to be able to look at this map without somebody looking over my shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, Rowan Siege will grab Helene and say, "Yes, yes, come on, you need to rest, Helene."
So, I just was having one more drink.
No, you've had quite enough, Helene.
No,
Quite enough.
I'm drinking with Lore. We're
When one
drinking
drinks too
here.
much, when one drinks too much, they sleep where they fall. And then she downs another drink. She says, "Leave her be. She'll be fine with me."
Okay, and Rowan Siege will.
Okay. So yeah, you. What about Ravna?
Oh, I'm going. Yeah, I'm supposed to be one of the ones sneaking around with Panesta. So yeah, as soon as she says I'm off to bed, I mean, I take the hint and I go.
Okay. All right, perfect. Yeah, you guys go up and there's that, like, you have like effectively like dorms with a separate area for your own, and you see that at each of your little areas they put your gear that you left there. It's all neatly put there, and everything was soiled or marred from being out from the rides. They cleaned it and stuff. So your stuff's all sitting there waiting for you.
First thing I do is get out of this dress.
Can I pick up an extra crossbow bolt? Because I used one on my hunt earlier.
There aren't any here, but you could certainly go down to like the armory, the guard post, and pick up a bunch of them.
That might be suspicious. I'll just use what I got.
I'm going to get the map and say I managed to get the map. Is it actually a map, or does it say like not going to help you in Hyperborean?
No, it's a very rudimentary map. It seems to show based. I mean, obviously you don't know Karak very well, so she pretty much put what you would imagine. It seems like a circle with the. Oh, that was Crystal. I thought it was Mike for a second. I was like, oh, Helene got drunk. There's like a center part that looks like a pool of boiling water, like it's like a bubbles or whatever. So you kind of have that as a point, and then there's like a handful of buildings, and it's pretty close to that. You think you could make it out if you were there? I mean, you're not looking at it going, oh yeah, I know where that is, but you think you could figure it out because there's a couple of landmarks on there that you recognize.
Okay.
That boiling pool thing is pretty much right in the center of town, so she pretty much put it there.
Awesome.
She did not put any kind of way to get into the space, though, into the city.
That's okay.
Obviously.
We can maybe figure that out. Right, Revna?
Of course.
Let's do some, I guess we should do some reconnaissance. But tomorrow night is the ritual, right? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night's a sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah, we've got to.
You don't know if they're going to sacrifice these women at that, but you do know that there is a sacrifice tomorrow.
Well, either way, tomorrow is going to be busy. So I think that tonight we should attempt to free these prisoners if we're going to. So maybe we should just go invisible and go look. I mean, there are magic users. Lure herself is a witch woman, so invisibility isn't going to be flawless, but it'll at least keep us away from the prying eyes of like regular townsfolk and various soldiery types. And I don't think Tibor has magic, at least not him himself. He might have a magic user with him who could see it. What do you think?
Yep. I mean, she's a witch, you said?
Lure is, but I don't think she's going to be hanging out around Tibor's place tonight. I just know that some magic users can see through invisibility.
Yeah, but I think they have to be actively trying to. If they're just relaxing, I don't think they can see through it all the time. And then I would kind of look over toward Rowan Siege and like, at least that's my experience.
Unless she had some magic item that would allow her to, I believe you're right.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay. And as I said, Tibor himself, I don't think he's a bully and a soldier, but I don't think he's a magic guy. So let's do this if we're gonna do this while everyone's at the feast.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So of course now it's nighttime and the drawbridge is up. Of course. There are some guards posted on the walls of the outer, I guess what they call it, curtain wall of the keep.
Okay.
They've got bows. You can see the bows sitting there with barrels of arrows, and they have just armed with swords, whatever, shields on the ground. Obviously they're looking out, not in. Obviously in their stables, but the stables are inside the citadel. So, how did you want to get out? You're basically on an island.
Um,
And you're about, I don't know if you guys are in roll 20. I mean, you're effectively where I'll see if I can ping it. Right there. You're like there. Do it again.
Turn my head sideways.
Your head sideways.
Yeah, the map
Right there.
on roll 20 is rotated 90 degrees.
and where is Tibor's compound marked?
Well, Karak is here, and it's in Karak. Each one of these X's is about a mile. You're about 9 miles away, roughly, through some forest.
That's right. We're at her place.
Oh yeah. Karak's a distance away. On foot, it's going to take you a few hours to get to it, at least through the woods.
Well, then we know what we have to do. We have to risk it. Flying over there on the carpet. I don't want to. I don't love that idea, but we can't really wait. I mean, like I said, if we wait till tomorrow, then it'll be sacrifice time.
It'll be much faster than trying to row as well.
Yes. Oh, I don't know. Should we do this?
I mean, does the reward outweigh the risk?
Saving possibly 2 women from Tibor and his men and their boiling water? Probably. Are you going to stay here, Rowan Siege?
She wanted to go because she speaks Hellenic. But of course, that's what Crystal said. I don't know if that's the case. Sorry, I want to speak with you, Crystal.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm always with you, Benesta. Whatever you think is best. But I know the carpet can only take 2.
Yeah. We could do this tomorrow during the day. We could try it. When we're all back at the city. Because if we're going invisible, Tibor and his people might be out and about doing their thing. The chances are that they might all be in the compound right now.
Sure enough.
I'm just trying to think of a way to get us, because I really don't want to split up too much, this far away from each other. I forgot how far away we were from the city.
Maybe we should wait until tomorrow.
Okay, we'll go early. I hate that, but we'll do it. We'll leave early. We'll go. And that'll give us a chance to wander by the compound. Because it's not like they restrict us from wandering in the city.
Agreed.
Not really. And then we can't go wander over into Yoden's tent. But we could just, walk around. look at the compound. Oh yeah, there's Tibor's place, and then we can make a plan from there. Hopefully get it all done before the sacrifice.
Well, it's worth the risk, I believe,
Yeah.
to save 2, possibly 3 innocent lives.
And get the people of Cirque on our side.
Indeed.
Ooh, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight window and it's gonna be close, but I don't want to split us up too much.
Yeah. All right, so you're gonna just sleep and rest up and whatever.
Yeah, I don't see, unless someone else has a better idea. There's got to be a better idea. I just can't think of it.
No, I can't think of a better idea because I can fly, but it's very noticeable if I do it. So
Well, we'll
Okay.
hope that the prisoners are still alive then tomorrow. Well, we'll just rest and we'll try to go early. We'll try to go as early as we can.
All right, there'll be another test of Constitution for Helene. You guys, all right. So if you're, oh god, sorry. You have something to say?
yeah, I wanted to real quick before we go to bed. I want to cast my. I want to make sure real quick, but I think I want to cast my Sorcerer's Eye and check on Helene.
Okay.
It can go up to 240 feet, I believe.
Yeah. We'll just say it's fine. I mean, if you need to walk a little closer, you can certainly do it and still be discreet. She's there. She seems now slumped over. They've thrown like a fur over her shoulder, and she's like holding her cup still, and she's just like leaning forward. Looks like she's probably not going to be comfortable in the morning.
Okay.
And Laura's still drinking, but also looking quite drunk.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, so assuming that you didn't come up with any quick plans, morning comes. You that did not drink too much, get up at the crack of dawn, hoping to leave early, I guess. What you wake up to is only a handful of women. Well, there's servants and stuff that are awake, but only a handful of women that are the ones that are on guard duty and stuff. Mostly everybody else is kind of like collapsed in various places around the citadel, with empty jugs of wine, that kind of stuff. You can go. You can head down into the large room, and you see, Helene is still there with a cup, in her hand and leaned over, and sitting right next to her is also Lur in the same position. both in their both sleeping very soundly. The place is pretty quiet.
Helene, I'm going to whisper and shake. I know you're sick, but you got to get up.
More.
No.
One more.
Hey.
What?
We have to go.
Are you back already?
We couldn't go last night. It's too far to go.
What?
I know, but there was no way to get us all there.
What? I threw myself at her, and you guys didn't go?
Fail to see how you had there was a bad end of this deal for you.
That's loud.
Let's see if it was a bad end of the deal. Go ahead and do another test of Constitution. See if you're hungover or not.
Oh,
yeah. You shake it off. You drink the glass you have on your hand, and you're totally fine.
she knows her cups.
Isn't she an Amazon?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Just one for the road. Get this taste out of my mouth.
Right, then we have to go.
Yeah. Oh, Guess it's
Yeah.
breathed all night, so she pours a quick half goblet and downs in a minute.
Nice. Clear the sweater from your tongue.
Yeah.
And
Little hair of
You,
the dog.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, like I said, most of the places there are guards and stuff out and people moving around, but not many. The place is pretty much quiet. And you know
So-
it's daytime. I mean, you have like your natural clock that kind of wakes you up, you know. And you look out and it's, you know, again, you never see the sun, right? Because it's just mist above you. You can see that it's kind of bright and warm color mixed with the green.
So tell me how this plan never came about.
We thought about how long it was going to take to get back. We thought about being separated from everybody and trying to attack Tibor's compound at night when they're all probably there. I
And
just
you
didn't think it
thought,
was a good. I didn't think it was a
couldn't
good
do it
idea.
without me, could you?
That too. I couldn't take both Revna and Rowan's seat on the carpet, and I didn't want to leave half of us here and half
I
of us
can't-
in the other place, and
I can't
Ali,
take
God
them
knows where.
either. That was a
Also,
good
I think
move.
we're going to need you.
Well, I knew that, but my plan was to make sure that I took care of Lore, which I did, if you noticed. She is taken care of.
Yes, it allowed us to get this early start so we can go scope out the compound, try to rescue the prisoners
And
before the
yet,
sacrifice.
I still don't get a full share. And all I've gotten is a crappy staff and some garment that you threw at me because it was extra.
Pretty sure you got armor at some point, right?
And I
Yeah,
shelled.
and I think I had to beg for that. So I'm just saying, once again, I am putting in a little extra. I did everything I needed to do last night, and yet you guys didn't follow through. Who followed through? I did. Did you guys follow through? Nope. I'm just saying, I'm sure we'll think about this again in the future.
I'm sure
if
we
there's
will.
any spoils from... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm sure we will. And she was going to just kind of start walking off after that.
What if there are spoils to be had when this is over? We'll make sure you get some, Helene. I mean, if Kraken doesn't take over the world and kill everyone, that is.
No, that's
So-
okay. I get it. Yes. Unless some god interferes, I'll get something.
That's right.
Wow. I haven't heard an Amazonian cry like that since the day they were born.
Oh,
She
poor
keeps
Viking
walking.
sister. Poor Viking sister. Look at you. Were you sick enough that you crawled out here? Shall we ride back now?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask them for horses? Again, the gate's closed and everything. You're still on an island.
Well, we need the horses that we rode here, right?
But there are horses. Yeah, they're you know they were stabled. And there's some stables. You know,
We-
I'm assuming
have
at this
to
point
get
you're
them,
not
like-
standing in the feast room. You went out into the
Yeah.
courtyard. You do see some people mulling around. Like I said, there are guards and stuff. I mean, they see you, but you know they've been told to give you free reign of the place, so nobody's stopped you from going anywhere so far.
Yeah, I think we should go get some horses.
So shall we tell Lore what we're doing since we're
No.
kind of teammates with her now?
No, let's just let her sleep.
Yeah. I think that we just go. We get the horses. I mean, people will know we've left, but Laura knows that we are trying to figure out a way to get the ring. So
And you don't think she'd be upset that we just left without her?
No, we'll just explain, we thought that she needed her beauty rest after such a long night. It'll be fine.
Okay.
just say that we thought of plans and they couldn't wait. It's not a lie.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, she might be mad, but at this point, everybody's mad. So we'll just
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's mad. I get that.
I'm
I mean-
sorry.
Laura needed her beauty rest, but did I need my beauty rest? Obviously not.
No, you're already beautiful, Helene.
Yes,
She beat me to it.
that's right. I mean, I drank my ass off silly, but no, that's fine because you guys didn't follow through. Now I have to get up and go do this with you, but that's okay.
You know,
Let's
I
do
believe there's
this.
still some cheese inside if you would like it to go with that wine here.
Come on, team. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do this.
If all goes well, you might have a chance to destroy Tibor.
Yes. I plan on doing that anyway. So, I really do love you guys. I wouldn't stick around if it wasn't for you.
Well, and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
That's
So.
true.
Thank you.
That is so true.
Now we have to go. We're out of time crunch here.
And why is that? I'm just wondering.
It's my fault, all right? Let's just.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm not shifting. I'm not blaming anyone. You guys
Oh,
do
no, it's my
remember how to
fault.
ride horses, right?
What?
You do remember how to ride horses?
Oh, yes.
I mean, it appears you forgot how to sneak into places, but I just want to make sure we all are up on our primary skills.
Yep, I'll get a horse and start to leave.
Okay, so you're going to go over to the stables?
Yes, I would like to go to the stables.
All right. There's a couple warrior women in there, and they look up and they say, they say in kind of one of them says in Hellenic, she says, you're up early. Is Lore awake yet? I see that she slept in her seat, which is not unusual when we have such a great feast. Lore has never been bested in the drink. And then she laughs.
One Siege will laugh with them and say, we have not, back in Hellenic, of course, she'll say, we have not seen Lore, but we were hoping to take a couple of horses out and stretch their legs, as it were.
Okay. She kind of says, well, you know the area is quite dangerous. Not sure you should go unescorted. I'll get some guards to go with you.
I'll just ride up to her or walk up to her and say, do you really think that we're worried about dangerous environments?
Well, I'm sure you are quite capable as a warrior. However, if something were to happen to you after I allowed you to take a horse, Lura would not look favorably upon me. You must understand that.
I see. Well, I commend you for your cowardice.
She looks like she didn't quite understand you because she makes kind of a funny face. Then she walks off. The other guard that's standing there did not address any of you. So, particularly, perhaps she doesn't speak Hellenic or whatever, but she's just kind of standing there. And this one walks off towards the building.
So
Okay.
what's
Saddle up.
Yeah, let's settle
Okay.
up.
Okay, you're gonna try to just take the horses that are in the stable.
Sure.
Okay.
we're just gonna take them?
Laura's our buddy.
Well, I
She gives
mean,
free reign of the place.
yeah. Well, they said that they were gonna go get some guards or something to escort us.
Mhm.
But we'll just say we were gonna meet them at the gate if they ask.
Okay. Oh, this is not gonna go. Okay. I have a bad feeling
Oh.
about this.
Okay, well, high or low then.
We'll be fine. We're always fine.
I always like to go high. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get the horses saddled up, and this one guard's not really bothering you. She's just kind of standing there. And as you kind of bring them out, you see the original guard that went away, and she brings back 2 warriors. They're kind of they seem to have been hastily thrown on some chainmail, and they're armed with bows and swords at their side. And she says, "These 2 women will lead you back, so you will be safe on your journey." And
Thank you.
she
Helene
goes
will say.
back to her post.
I mean, Rowan Sage will say.
Okay. But we must make haste.
They just kind of stare at you because they don't speak common.
Yeah,
Rowan Sage will say in Hellenic, we must ride quickly. Make sure you keep up.
She looks at you and she says, "They claim you are from another land, so I will excuse your rudeness." And then she seems to purposefully going slower.
I know. I'm gonna look around and say, does anybody have a way to magically sleep people without me using so we can stash them somewhere?
Best I can do is blind people.
Say I can paralyze, but I can't.
Yeah, so, after, probably twice as long as it should have taken, they come out with their horses. And they say, the one who spoke to you, Runseach, says, we will ride quickly through the woods. This is dangerous. And we shall arrive at Karak in about 2 hours' time.
Okay.
And then she raises her hand up and they lower the drawbridge. And the first warrior rides out, the one that said that, and the other one kind of waits, like she's going to go behind you, basically.
We want to go to Karak, so let's just go, I guess.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Rush, roll a d6. The road is dangerous. Or is it? Not so much. Okay, so yeah. It takes about a couple hours, as noted, and you see, as you come out of the forest, about a mile in the distance, you see the low city of Karak. Again, it looks strong, thick walls. You've been inside now. You see warriors, marching along the top. It's not very tall, these walls, maybe 20 foot tall, but they're very well built and heavy. And there's a bit of a kind of a moat-ish thing in the very front of it, and you kind of ride up. And once again, she stops and she yells forward. And they do lower down a bridge, and you start to ride through, and there's kind of that tunnel area where you're kind of surrounded, and you look over, you see murder holes and stuff. And at the end, there's a metal gate and a portcullis, and on the other side of it, you see Tibor. And he says, "Where's the witch woman? I thought she'd be back by now. There's a ceremony tonight. She can't spend all of her time drinking and lounging with women of Cirque." He stares at you.
What's he speaking?
Yeah.
Tibor's speaking, and he's saying it he says it actually in Hellenic. Actually, no, he says it in common because he knows that you don't speak. He wants to make sure you all understand it.
Oy.
Yes. He wants to make sure the insults are fresh.
Right, yeah, I was going to say. Well, I don't know if she is drinking with women of Cirque. There's certainly none of those here.
Well, are you sure she's not?
I know who she was drinking with last night, and it's not a woman of Cirque.
You hear the sound of, and you realize that the gate's now drawn behind you, and you're kind of in this little corridor that's 50 feet long.
Okay.
With the portcullis in front of you. He says, "Well, it's been a long ride." And you can see he's staring right at Helene. I'm sure you've had a long ride. If you'd like a hot bath, I have a perfect spot for you.
Oh, sure you do.
And then he laughs. And he slaps his chest. So, come, enjoy the day. The moon will be full tonight, so says the calendar, and Karak will be fed. And thus the valley will grow and be lush. And then he looks to the side, and a couple of men start to raise the gate up. He's got about, you would reckon, about 15 men with him.
Okay.
One of which is really big. Like, Tibor's big. He's like over 6 foot tall. This other guy is like a head over him. And he looks like a little bit darker in the complexion, because most of them are very kind of pale with the red hair. He is like a little bit more like ruddy, but he's and his hair is a darker red. But he's very, very tall and more bulky than any man that you've seen.
Can we see the gateworks from here, or just?
You would imagine that they are above, because but based on, because you didn't see them when you went there before. You can't see them from the inside, no.
Right. Okay.
From the inside of where you are, but you didn't see them before either, and you would imagine. And if you drive through now, you'll see that they're above. They're probably encased in the walls, and then they're above. Comes through and he says, so Tibor says, if you'd like to drop off your things back at your dormitories, your friend is still there. He seems to be focused on some kind of a book. I've never seen a man concerned with books before. And he laughs again. Ha, 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 ha.
Well, he does like books.
Yes, this is why Cirque will fall. The men of Cirque reading when they should be building their strength as warriors.
Oh, there are male warriors in this village?
My men are the most powerful warriors in the entire village.
Oh, I see.
We are
look
the
at
elite
him.
guard. If you'd like, you could challenge one. And he kind of tips his head a little bit to that, and the really tall guy kind of takes one step forward.
Oh, I am not brave like my friend Helene. I'm sure you're much too elite for me. I'll pass for now.
Very good. Very good. Come, get cleaned up. We shall celebrate, as I said, tonight. Our pact is renewed.
Oh, we're going to celebrate? Are we celebrating at your place?
Would you like to celebrate at my place?
What better place? You are
I
the
could
elite.
drink you under the table, I bet.
He doesn't even react to you talking at all, and he says, yes, you will come back to my place.
Right now I'm outlaw.
Rashan, take them to their dormitories. And then he kind of, he walks over to Panester and kind of like puts his hand on your shoulder. Come, it's this way. And he kind of gives you a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
super aggressively, but enough to kind of direct you.
Yeah.
And then if you
all
start
right.
walking, he stops and he just walks next to you. And the big tall guys looking in, and the other 14 men are all kind of gathered around you guys, and they're like they point in the direction where the dormitories are. But from here, Helene, you can see that when you look up, that about 15 foot up, it's like cut into the wall, and you can see that there's 2 men standing up there. They're very likely the people who work the gate.
Rashan, is it? I say to the guy with me.
Does he speak common? Let me see. Oh, he does actually. He says, "You may call me the Backbreaker."
The backbreaker.
But actually, he doesn't. He just yells at you because you're being walked away. Rashawn's staying with the other group.
Oh, he's staying. Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Only
who was-
Tibor's going with you. Tibor's taking you by himself.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Good.
Well, you said you wanted to party at his place. I mean, How else would he take it? Woman of Cirque. Then back at the other group. The other group's got Russia. I guess you probably said a T-board, and then he tells you that. He says, we call him the backbreaker. For he has never lost a fight yet. Well, of course, he's never challenged me. He laughs, because T-board's the laugher.
Well, that would be a great way to celebrate. To watch you fight that man and defeat him.
The first rule of being a captain is to know. Keep your most powerful soldiers at hand. Destroy the weak. Support the strong.
You know, that's actually not that bad of advice.
Yes, yes. Speaking of that, and he kind of leads you down past that boiling water towards the compound. Back at the other group, so they're leading you back to those dormitories unless you do something else. They're not being super aggressive, but they're certainly standing around you. And like I said, there's 14 of them, one of which is very large. Will you be led to the dormitories, or will you do something else?
I would imagine we'd be we'd go to the dormitories first. Unless you guys want to have a showdown right here, right off the bat.
I don't think good things are going to happen at the dormitories.
Oh, you think good things are going to happen at Tivor's place? Oh.
Oh wait, they're taking us to the dormitories we stayed in before.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately.
I misunderstood. Okay, I thought we were going to Tibor's now.
Not you.
Yeah, I thought we were all being taken there too, but I guess not.
Oh
so.
no.
Okay.
Oh no.
No, Pinesta gets the special treatment.
That's right.
If he turns out to be a snake, I swear to Helios. Anyway,
Okay, yes, you
Not
guys are
relic anymore.
you guys are being led back to the dormitories. When you get there, the two women who were guarding you or guarding the doors before are still there. They probably take shifts or whatever, but you once again, they're probably the day guards, I guess. When they kind of just stop there and wait for you to open the door and walk in, the woman open it up. It's just as before. It's a large space. There's couches everywhere. There's fresh water and food. You see hunched over the table with a bunch of candles all melted down, and new candles and everything. Ali is flipping through this book that he had taken from the tower of the alien people that you had encountered before. He's trying to learn that spell. He kind of looks up and he's like, thank Kakru that you've got back so quickly. Oh, and also Auroras and Helios. Well, all gods are worth worshipping.
Are you okay?
I'm doing great. I'm trying to learn this spell, but I can't quite get this part right here.
Have you tried up, down, left, right, BA?
I did try that, but I got this, and he shows you there's a bunch of worms on the table. They're supposed to be much bigger than this.
I see.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you're in the dormitory unless you want to do something else. Again, there's what customary would happen before. You don't have to do this, obviously, is they want you to leave your stuff, your weapons in the room and change back into civilian type clothes while you're walking around the city. So they don't tell you to do that, but that's what they told you to do last time. They do close you in here though, with nobody really watching you, except for the two women at the front. Tibor's men seem to leave. They speak in Hyperborean, and then they move on.
Yeah, I'll put my stuff away, but I'm going to keep my ring and my scarab, of course.
Okay.
I'm staying close just as I am.
Okay. How about Revna? Do you want to remove your armor and weapons and stuff and switch to civilian clothes, or are you going to stay adventure-y? Rush? Did you want to leave your stuff? Do you want to disarm?
Can I keep my 2 daggers on me somehow, like easily? And yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're simple dresses with sandals, and they have like a girdle, so the belt. You can put stuff on it, a belt pouch or whatever you want. Daggers, sword.
I don't want to be. I have a feeling they don't want us to be walking around obviously armed. So
Yeah, and nobody really is, unless you, except for what's clearly the guards. Most people are not. Some people have daggers and stuff, but most people are not wearing armor or anything. They're wearing just like Tiber's men were all in armor because they're clearly working. But most everybody else you see is just wearing dresses, or if it's men, they're wearing kilts, and they all have awesome 6-packs because it's a fantasy world, not my reality. So yeah, so back at Tiber's place, you arrive at this kind of heavy walled place, no windows in the front, big solid oak door. Kind of moves up to it. There's no lock on it, but there is a handle, and he bangs on it. So excuse me, and he says, "Open the door." And you hear and somebody moves like what is clearly like a
bar.
A bar, yeah. That complicated word. And they open the door up, and it leads into like a short corridor with it's like maybe 15 feet long with no windows or anything in it. Solid roof, solid. And you see at the end there's the door that is open currently, but another door. So you see it goes about 10 foot. Then there's another big, heavy, solid door. That door is open, and there's a person who stood at the door that opened it and holding it, with holding the bar. And when you walk past him, they put the bar back on. And then there's somebody at the other door. When you walk past that one, they put the bar back on. So you can see it's pretty heavily fortified. At that point, it opens up into a large space. And you see about maybe 20 men in here. They're not, they're clearly like probably Tibor's warriors, but they're not dressed like to fight right now. They seem to be off duty. They're just wearing kilts, and some of them have daggers, but not really, they're not warriored up, if you will. And he looks over at someone and he says, "Bring wine and food." And then he kind of walks past, leading you into another room that has a bunch of couches and stuff in it. And he says, when somebody comes with the wine and food, he says, "Leave that and leave us alone." And they kind of walk out. So you're kind of in this like 20-foot-ish square room with some like seating and some tables. And clearly they do maybe some gaming or, just relaxing in here. Not reading, though. And Tibor says, he says, "In common." Of course, when he's been saying this other stuff, he's been saying it actually. Well, I guess most of it you don't understand. Actually, he says it so you can understand it. So he says it in common. So when he does, not everybody seems to react to it. So you can tell not everybody here speaks common, but whoever did it understood. He says to you, "So you're back from the den of the snake, woman."
Well, yes, I'm back from from Lure's tower.
Why do you think Lure thinks she needs a tower separate from the rest of us in Karak?
Well, magic users can be eccentric.
She has no more magic than I do.
No?
He drinks heartily. He says, and he offers you he kind of like goes like this, like points at the table with the drinks and the stuff.
Yeah, I'll take a cup of wine and I'll say, why do you think that? Has she not performed magic?
I'll admit she has a way with the animals, but I've seen no magic come from her. Not like the magic of the little people or Yodin.
And is that why you follow Yodin?
What did she want you to do? Did she want you to kill me? Are you going to poison my drink?
No. I usually like the person I'm killing to know I'm killing them. I wouldn't poison you.
He smiles at that. He says, "I like that. You seem to have more honor than the witch woman. Snake in the grass, she is." She's trying to undermine all we have here. Now, I know that you may be from somewhere else, because certainly you are not all of Cirque, with the raven-colored hair and the dark skin. But where you are from, I do not care. I do not need those of Karak to feel there is someplace else to be. This is a very small place, and all that we have will crumble if it does not maintain the order that we currently have.
Well, okay. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm going to gamble on this. I'm going to say to him, what if I told you that Lure was planning to demolish everything you hold dear and really, really disrupt the order of things?
To this, I would not be surprised.
Oh.
I will tell you this. The witch woman is easily replaced by one such as you. All she has could be yours if she were no longer in the picture.
Well, I don't necessarily want to take her place, but I also think that what she has planned for this village, and in fact for the entire land, yours and mine, I don't think I can support her in that. But if you were willing to help me to stop her, we could work together. And you could raise a witch woman of your choosing.
Is that Helene as feisty as she seems?
Feistier, in fact.
That's right. You're by yourself, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
You could laugh.
Yeah. He says, it would need to be done subtly. She has many who support her. Thousands,
Yes.
I believe.
Thousands?
Well, this is what I've heard. It's hard to say, you know. But these women that support her are fanatical. I just like things the way they are. Look at this place. You know, and there's like some tapestries hanging on the wall, whatever they're, you know, and you know, he's like, this is perfection. What else could be better? We fight, we live, we love, we eat. And what would we want to change?
Well, some of the women might not like that only women are sacrificed. I mean, maybe start sacrificing or stop sacrificing. You know, you could just stop.
These are not matters of my choosing. I am not a religious man. And he kind of looks around. What Kakru wants. If the women do not want to be tortured, if the women do not want to be sacrificed, then they should rise up and break the peace amongst the little people. We used to sacrifice them. It was the deal they made.
The little people made a deal?
The women made a deal.
Okay.
The witch woman made a deal with Yoden at her side that no more little people would be sacrificed. And we keep on our side of the river.
I see.
They fear all-out war. But with warriors such as you, such as that Helene, we could crush the little people.
Well, I don't know if that would stop Lure.
Oh no, a knife in her back will stop Lure. Or into her chest if you such prefer. Without their leader, her women will never stand up. Remember, the way you beat a snake is to cut its head off.
Yes. Yes, I actually know that one. She'll smile and say, oh man. All right, I'm going to say, you said you made a deal that no more little people would be sacrificed. But on our way into the city, we met a group of warriors who, in fact, had captured little people. Does the
Yes.
deal not always hold?
Well, they must never cross the river to our side. When they are caught
Okay.
over here, they are free reign. That is why the Great Bridge was destroyed. How they crossed, I do not know. It would be interesting to find out. They pick the mushrooms to do their magic, the mushrooms that grow here. And but were not sacrificed to Kakru. They were put to death, as is the law and part of the treaty. And they were to put to death any of the people of Karak who flee, but instead they help them form the city of Cirque. Those little people are devious. It's their witch that would be a great prize for me.
Well, look, I don't want Lure to succeed in what she plans. If what I suspect is true, like I said, it would be bad for me, and it would certainly be bad for you. But Lure is well protected.
Yes, she is.
And Helene, the feisty one, was very disturbed by you boiling that woman alive. It's not something that we do in where we come from. Well, we don't do it. Other people might do it.
You have laws where you come from?
More or less, yes.
No. I'm simply following the law. These things could be changed once the witch woman is destroyed and peace resumes. We wouldn't have to worry as much about the spies. Cirque could be destroyed. To have peace like it used to be.
I don't think we need to destroy Cirque. I think there has to be a way if we can. You say you're not religious. You're not that religious. If we can get Kraken to stop demanding sacrifices, perhaps this village and Cirque could come to some sort of accord.
Well, that cannot happen. The valley would disappear, just like the rest of the world was destroyed in
It
ice
wasn't.
storms.
No.
But was some 1,000 years ago.
Well,
Our books tell us this. The one thing books are good for.
I come from a place that was not destroyed. Helene and Rowanseach and my other companions also come from a place outside this valley.
That may be so. But did a plague not come 1,000 years ago?
It did. But people are resilient and we have rebuilt since then. There is life and love, as you say, and happiness.
I want those things now. I do not want to be resilient and live through an age of ice and torture. But there are many women. They are happy to be sacrificed so that their families can live in peace. It is only the few that stand behind Lure that want something different.
Oh my gosh.
All I know is Jodin will not abide by you being here. You are proof to him that there is someplace else. And the worst thing that you can bring to people who have strong religion is proof.
Doubt. Yes.
That's right. Jodin will likely want you done away with. He's probably got Lure working on it now. Beware.
You think Yoden's working with Lore?
I don't know. He hasn't asked me to remove you. Or perhaps he has, and he looks at your drink. And he smiles.
I was just holding it. I didn't say I drank it.
You drank it. You took a drink, you drank it.
Yeah, I took a drink. I'll look at him and say, did you poison my drink?
He laughs. I also like the one I kill to know I'm doing it. And then he swigs down his drink and he pours another one from that jug. And he takes a sip of it. He says, "This is iocane powder." No, I'm not going to go there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he says, Yoden will not abide by this. The sacrifice will happen tomorrow. As long as you are kept out of public eye, you will be safe. But we can only protect you for so long.
Who is being sacrificed tomorrow?
Those who were drawn in the lottery, as always.
Not prisoners? You don't sacrifice prisoners?
They are not prisoners, no.
Okay.
We do sacrifice prisoners, but they are not prisoners.
Everything's so awful. Okay.
So back at the dormitory. So you guys are all changed. Is there anything you want to do, or are you just waiting here for Ernesto? What's the plan at the dormitory? Nobody's really keeping you there. Lore has not shown up yet. The two girls are still guarding the outside door, but they let you leave last time.
Rowan's is going to go towards the marketplace, and she's going to do some shopping. While she's doing some shopping, she's just going to keep her eyes on the walls and try and count how many men there are on the walls, if she can do that.
Okay, so you're going to go to where they boiled the woman alive, that area?
Yes.
Okay.
Inside.
What about Helene and Brenna?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Going with, or doing something different?
Well, since Helene hasn't changed, she's going to head toward Tibor's. The last direction she saw Tibor book with Vanessa.
Okay. So basically, they more or less the same direction as the boiling thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with her.
With Helene?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you guys end up in that kind. There's like a central part of Karak, where there's a huge, effectively hot spring where there's all these like wooden arms and chains and stuff hanging out there that allow like pots to be rested there to boil them and to cook and stuff. You see people basically, you see things being cooked and stuff. And of course, they witnessed a few days back somebody being dropped in there and tortured, but that's not what it's always used for.
Yeah.
It's mostly used for this purpose. And you can see, and there are people like gathered around this, like, stalls or whatever with farmers, and they've got stuff and they're making deals and exchanging. And you're kind of, you look around, you can see the walls from where you are. You do see that there are patrols of soldiers, so you can kind of get a feel for how many you're seeing. For sure. Take you a little bit. From here, you're not really sure where Tibor is, because you had never, this is where you met him, basically.
Right.
Oh, hold on.
Wasn't he standing in front of his place when we had our little hammer duel?
Yeah, you thought that was his place, but it's not. If you go to where that is, if you go to where that is, it's just a. It's like you go in there. And there are some male warriors in there, but it's clearly not. I mean, if you can tell it's not any kind of a compound. It's just basically a building that has like some men in there at a table and they're drinking and stuff. So if you kick the door down or something, they're going to be like, So you can address them inside. But if you go to that place and you look in, you'll see that he's not in there. And it doesn't look like any kind of compound. It looks more like a singular building. It did look like his place, and I probably said that because that's what you would have thought.
Right.
But it's not any kind of a compound. I can't remember if I know Aline didn't see, but Nikki, did you share the map with Revna?
I was looking at it with Yeah, with everybody back in the dormitory
Okay,
when we went back to the tower.
Revna would
Yeah.
know then. All right, yeah. If you showed, I just realized Revna was there. So Revna, you would actually have an idea of where this place is. So you could lead Helene. Like if
Okay.
Helene, if you start heading over to the building where you think it is Revna, you'd be able to be like, that's not where it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'll point her in the right direction.
Okay. Now you got to go with, or you're just going to send Helene by
No,
herself?
I'm gonna go with her.
Okay. You definitely notice, Helene, that you're getting eyeballed. People are looking at you because you're carrying a giant warhammer and wearing armor. You know, they're kind of like pointing, and of course you have jet black hair.
Right.
Although you're not nearly as tall as you think you are. I think you were like, I'm 6 something. You're only 5'2". But you act like you're 6 something. That's what's important. Yeah. So you.
What? No,
you,
she's 6'6", isn't she?
No. She's 5'2".
She
I had to
is.
look it up because I was like, yeah. I think so. I have to check it again, but check the height on it. It's on there. That's like inches. It's like she's like 60.
Oh,
she's like
66
5'2".
inches. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Not even. I think she's. I don't know. But I think I looked. You're definitely not that tall. It might be 60 inches. I can't remember. You were not that tall though. I had to check because I'm like, I don't remember her being so tall. I know you said.
Okay. I'm a
Well, you know,
wimpy Amazon.
You were on your tiptoes.
Well,
No,
no
you're not
wonder
wimpy.
I'm a Spitfire.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to make up for being. I got
leather.
yeah, as an Amazon. I had to make up for that.
Yeah. 66 inches is what you are. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're 5'6". Yeah.
I see.
Which is still relatively tall, but not. I mean, he's like was well over 6 feet tall. But that's cool. You
Yeah.
got on your toes.
Well, she's 6'6" in attitude.
Right. Exactly. All right. So, anyways, so you know where it is, Revnus. You start leading the way. And again, people are noticing you, especially your hair. Well, what's Revnus' hair color?
Black.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody's got black hair. That's what I thought. Okay. Everybody's got black hair except for Nesta.
They hate
Including
black-haired
Ali.
people here, by the way.
Yeah. You are the. Yeah. I should have mentioned that to you before. Of course. Everybody that you've encountered has red hair, except for a couple of which you thought were children at first, but they were actually some other species apparently.
Yeah.
But anyways, you show up and like I described it before. There's kind of like a what is clearly a compound. It's a kind of a short, stout building with a big, heavy wooden door on it. There's no markings on it, but you know this is the place based on the map.
Okay.
I'll knock on the door with my warhammer.
Okay, let me think.
Okay.
Kind of bop, bop, bop.
Do you say anything or you just knock?
Nope, just knock. I'll be polite.
Okay. So a minute or so goes by, and then you hear above you somebody standing on the roof. There's a man up there. He says, at Hyperborean, what business do you have? No, neither one of you speak Hyperborean. But you speak Hellenic, right? So let's see. This guy speak Hellenic. We'll give him a 50 chance. Yeah, he's on guard. He speaks Hellenic. So when you don't respond, and he kind of looks at you, and he can see that obviously he's heard about you. He speaks in Hellenic, and he says the same thing. What business do you have here?
I said, open the door.
What business do you have here?
Command.
Oh, you cast a spell on him?
Yeah.
That should be fine.
Okay. What's the command? Let me make a save.
Open the
You say-
door.
It's one word.
Door. Oh!
Right now.
Get creative there. All right, yeah, you fail. So give me a word. He's standing on the roof looking down at you with a spear.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Yeah, something like suggestion would be able to open the door, but command is only
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll just.
I mean, he was on the other
I'll
side
hit
of the
the
door.
door.
Probably. What's
Yeah,
that?
I'll hit the door again with my warhammer. And I'll go, open the door.
He turns his head and he talks, but he yells back in Hyperborean, and then he kind of steps back from the edge so you can't really see him. And you know when you hit this door that it's like a foot thick. This is a pretty heavy door. I mean, it could be taken out, but it would take several hits from the hammer or an axe or something to be able to possibly get through it. And after again another minute or so goes by, and he steps back again, and then 4 guys, 2 on either side of him with bows, step forward, and they've got their strings drawn. And then he says again, "What business do you have here?"
I would like to speak to T-Bar. So open the door.
He nods, and then he steps back. The guys with the bows keep them trained on you, and he disappears again. In the room where you're having conversation, Vanessa, a man steps. He kind of like walks to the doorway, and but he kind of makes himself loud enough so that T-Bar can hear him coming. But, you don't sneak up on T-Bar, or you get backhand. So yeah, he says, "Master T-Bar, there is actually, he doesn't say it in common. He said something in Hyperborean, and then T-Bar looks at you and he says, it seems your friends are here. Armed to the teeth, it seems." And he smiles.
Well, they are feisty.
Indeed they are. And he says something in Hyperborean, and then he kind of sits back. And he sits down and pours himself a drink. And you hear the door opening. And there's a guy. It's not the same guy. There's a guy. He pulls the door open. He's holding like the bar in his hand, and he kind of like ushers you in. The other door you see 10 foot down. There's another door. It is not open.
Okay. I kind of look at him and go, open the door.
He kind of squints at you and he points. It's a different guy. And he kind of like signals back to come in.
And I go over and I tap on the door with the warhammer. Open.
The inside, the interior door?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you come in, do you also go in, Revna?
Yes, but as we go in, I would lean in very gently to Helene's ear, and I would tell her, I'd say, perhaps not so gruff and aggressive, my dear.
No, you don't understand. These are a bunch of pig-headed men. They don't understand anything but gruff and aggressive.
Okay.
No, you'll see. You just watch.
I'm watching. Trust me.
Yeah, no, you
She'll
can't be a
follow
sweet
in
thing
after
with
that.
these guys. I just tap on the door again. Door.
Yeah, when you come in, the guy closes the thing behind you, and then you hear the bolt open on the other door, and it opens up, and you see standing on the other side that very tall, large man that was the backbreaker, and he smiles at you, and he says in broken common, "Ah, a plaything." And he slams you into your chest and pushes you back into the room and steps in after you. And I think we'll leave it there. I will. You're,
Oh,
so we'll see what. So I guess Revenant's technically in there as well.
Yeah, Revna's
but,
technically in there.
Yeah. But So he's and then they close the door.
I guess
it
in
looks like-
Plaything.
I
Excellent.
guess in the few weeks I missed, some things just never change.